Where are you at, Roger?
I'm in Houston, Byron.
Houston,
Texas.
Well, I haven't made it to Houston, but I don't have any plans.
No, we went to Albuquerque a few weeks ago, and we saw a lot of signs that you were posting. Yeah.
Well, that's good. You should have given me a call. See if there was somebody answering.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, well, Byron is actually flying through Houston in December, so.
Okay.
Oh. See how Donna keeps track of me?
That's good. Yeah. That's great.
All right, let me just get the transcript turned on here. Can everybody see the gold seal?
No, not right now.
I'm getting a window that saying screen sharing's been paused.
There it is. It's there.
Now it's
Yeah, it's there.
Okay. Let me figure out screen transcript. Here we go. I don't know if anybody uses it, but I like putting it on just so that people can read it later. So there we go. Perfect. All right. So welcome everybody to August. If you can believe it is already August. A lot of folks are back to school. I know we've been in school for almost 3 weeks now with our kids, but some of you have it coming up. So I hope your heads are on straight and ready to hang on to the reins. And hopefully this semester is going to be a fantastic one for everyone. So I wish you luck. This is the August meeting for our members. If you recall, over the summer, the board decided to open up our meetings to everyone, all franchisees. We don't really know that number of franchisees, but all 100, 200, 300, whatever we have in the network, we open that up. So we did that because summer was more of a training mode for everyone. So we had a lot of guest presenters on our vendors came in, Let's Go Learn, Stagmatics, Lesson Space. And so now it's time to close that back up here in August. So you'll notice the group is a little bit smaller, but we definitely wanted to make sure we were showing value for our membership. And that's why it's a smaller group. So we are recording this, so we'll make sure we get that out to all of our members who aren't able to join us. But, I've lost track, but there's about 11 folks on and more coming in the waiting room here. So welcome and good morning. And I want to make sure this goes through. Okay, so real quick for today, we're going to try and keep this to an hour or less. Want to go through real quick back to the basics for the IATDF, make sure everybody has modes of communication, membership, knows who the players are. Then we're going to get into the meat of today's meeting, which is talking about our specific committee on strategic partners and benefits. It was brought to our attention that while we tried to do a better job at communicating what some of the partner benefits are, there still are some folks who don't know what those are or don't know how to access those. So we want to, I know we did this back in November of last year, but we've also added 3 or 4 new partners. We want to make sure everybody knows about the partners. And then at the end, we'll have an open forum just to make sure everybody, I want this all to be more of an open forum throughout, but we'll get the information out there. We'll talk about what's working, what's not working. If anybody has any interactions with those vendors, partners, let's talk about that. Just to remind everybody, our mission here, one voice, one mission. We want to strengthen, promote, and protect the value and profitability of the Tutor Doctor franchise. That is our goal because none of us are successful if we're not profitable. And if we're not profitable, we're not around very long. And so this is the board that helps keep this ship going, floating. I will say that the board is shrinking for different reasons. You may have heard or noticed Jenny has sold her business about a month or so ago. So she is slowly stepping down, not only from the franchise, I think she's staying on board to help for a transition period here, but she has pulled herself back from the IATDF board. Linda, of course, has kind of stepped away from the Tutor Doctor franchise, although very still involved. But she is on the call today. I believe I saw her. And then more recently, Chin over in the UK, unfortunately, is closing their business or has closed their business. So he is stepping away from all things Tutor Doctor and therefore doesn't make sense for him to be on the board. So I bring that up not to dismay anybody, but we know this is this ebbs and flows with our members here. And so those are some players that have been involved with this for a number of years. And so there are open opportunities for some of you to step up. This can be a low or no commitment. We have monthly meetings on a regular schedule. We meet the first Wednesday of every month, talk for about an hour, talk about the direction, talk about initiatives, plan for these meetings, these calls. We do have some subcommittees that kind of get together a little more frequently to talk about different subjects, but we're looking for folks to get involved, to stay involved. The annual AAFD conference that was supposed to be in the spring has been pushed to the fall. It looks like we may have 1 or 2 members that are going to try and attend that conference and hopefully bring some information back to us. It's in Mesa, Arizona this year, if you're wondering, but that is something that the board does and hopefully brings information back to us. And then from a membership standpoint, we have these monthly meetings, of course, second Friday of every month. We've tried to stick to that schedule. The next meeting, if it's not already on your calendar, is 9/9. We have a tentative topic. We're going to talk about video marketing. Byron is pulling together some information, or has been doing a lot for a couple of months now, and we're going to kind of talk through what that process looks like. We might be able to unveil some things and talk about some things that we can bring to the network here. So make sure you're engaged on September 9th. The other meeting or event that I wanted to bring everybody's attention, I don't know what your personal opinion is of DBA. I am still trying to make plans to make it down there, but we are planning an annual meeting at DBA in December. The plan is to rent out a room one of the nights. We're going to open this up to not only members, but friends. It's going to be an open environment. We're hoping to have some drinks and some food and be relaxed a little bit. So as we try and figure out what the actual DBA schedule looks like, we can figure out what night makes sense, whether that we try and do that on the night coming in, the night going out, or one of the nights in between. So stay tuned to that if you are going to DBA. Just a quick reminder, this is an open environment here, but we want to focus. We know we all have challenges. We want to focus on what we can control and where we can have an impact. This is not a gripe session. This is not complaining. Although a lot of us may have some complaints, we want to make sure we're trying to move everybody forward and raising everybody up here. For those of you that don't, obviously the folks on the call hopefully get this communication, you know about it, but maybe if you're watching this recording afterwards, please get connected. We have a Z-Zone Facebook group that is not just IATDF members, but it's open to other members. If you know somebody that's not in that group, please get them engaged with that. We do have an IATDF closed group on Facebook. You should already be connected to that. If not, make sure you're connected in there. We have a WhatsApp group, members only WhatsApp group. So make sure you're getting those notifications. It's not frequent. I am one that doesn't like frequent notifications, but sometimes there's some hot initiatives, and that's the quickest way to get information out to everybody. Of course, you can always get to us on email. You hopefully have received meeting notices and reminders and things that have come out on email. If you're not getting those, reach out to myself or one of the other board members. Let's just double check that we have the right email on file for you. And then, of course, we have the Google Drive. There's links to that in our newsletter where you can access past recordings, meeting minutes, links to some of these vendor partnerships. And we've actually added one. We have a YouTube Drive, YouTube subscription where you can get on there and watch some of these call recordings. So make sure you're connected to those. And of course, our parent group, the AAFD, Lori is on the call with us. She's our chapter contact if you need anything. I know a couple of our members have reached out to her directly for AAFD questions. So please make sure if you're not in the know, don't know how to get in the know, I'm going to say that's on you because we've tried to make that pretty open here. So most of you have seen this if you've been on the call in the last 9 months, but this is our current membership. The number is down a little bit. We actually lost one of our UK member with Chin stepping aside. And we've not consistently added new members in the US or Canada at the rate that they're either failing out of the system or failing out. So as a board, we've talked about this. We've talked about engagement. We've talked about just network-wide, not just with the IATDF, but the engagement is something that we're going to try and take a look at. I don't think that's something we can solve, that we personally can solve at IATDF, but we can start with our group and make sure that we are calling each other, emailing each other, connected with each other. So if you're not engaged on WhatsApp or a Facebook group, get plugged in, because we're all here to try and help each other, okay? I also went ahead and updated this. It's been a couple of months since we've seen this. For those of you that haven't seen this, this is a historical timeline of Z's represented around the world. So this comes from the monthly anniversary, I guess, blurb announcement that they do on Global Team Call. When we started tracking this back in 2021, from the data we could go all the way back and track, we had 293 franchisees that had an anniversary that was being represented. That number is now down to 271. A big part of that, if you notice, for the folks less than a year in the business, the number of new franchisees coming in is significantly less than it has been in previous years. I don't know if that's a matter of folks not coming into the network, if Tutor Doctor is not selling it as aggressively, maybe they're being a little more strict or have higher requirements on folks coming in. I don't really know the answer to that, but in 2021, from January to June, we had 38 new franchisees enter the network. Same time period, 2022, January, June, there's only been 15. So less than half of those coming in this year versus last year. So that's a big reason why the total number of franchisees has dropped from looking at the numbers. The other thing I want to point out is the average age of a franchisee in the network continues to decline. I'm not sure that's a great thing. When we started looking at this, we were closer to 3.9 years in the business, closer to 4 years in the business. Now we're creeping down closer, we're at 3.5 based on these numbers. The other thing I want to point out is just because we're recognizing an anniversary for a franchisee doesn't mean they're actively engaged. I still have not received an answer to my question from the East Region meeting now 3 months ago about the health of the network. For those of you that know, I asked, what is the health of the network? One of the main priorities of home office is health of the franchisee, profitability of a franchisee. And I asked, what is the health of the network? How many franchisees do we have? How many are active? How many are selling? How many are engaged in the business? And I've still not received that number. So for lack of better communication, and I followed up with home office, for lack of a number, this is the number we have to go with right now. That represents about an 8% decline year over year in franchisees. So for those of you still engaged and still on board, let's hang tight here, because it does not appear to be the trend for the greater network. Real quick reminder on our structure, and then I'll stop talking a little bit here. We've got 5 main groups, 5 main committees that help keep this running. Jeff oversees our nominations committee. You may have seen a message that went out a couple of weeks ago. He's looking for support. Typically, our annual nominations and voting for new members happen now. So if you're not engaged or not interested in getting engaged or interested in getting engaged, talk with Jeff, reach out to Jeff because he needs some support. Because like I mentioned, we have some open board positions. And as you can see in here, some open chair positions. So communications is one of those. Jenny was our communicator. So we've tried our best to pick up the slack there, but there are some initiatives we've not been able to address with some training and some education and some documentation things we want to address. So if that is a strength of yours, or you want to get engaged, or you think you have a little bit of time to help with that, you're good with MailChimp, you're good with documents, let us know. We could use some help there. I've taken over the membership because I felt like we needed a process. We're getting ready to release a new membership guide or membership document, flyer, whatever you want to call it, that has all of the information about what it makes or what it takes to be a member and why some of us are members. So look for that coming out. Jessica and Jeff lead our challenges and opportunities committee. This is a great way for us to stay on top of what government initiatives are happening. We also collect some data every once in a while from you all folks to understand where does our membership want to go. Be on alert. You're going to get a phone call in the next week or so from one of our board members. We're just reaching out to everybody, trying to understand what was the reason you came to the IATDF, and are we supporting that reason? All of us have different whys on why we came to the IATDF. For me, it was because I wanted a common voice. I wanted a place where I felt like my voice was heard And I wanted to be with like-minded people that also had similar opinions so that we could have a collective, larger, louder voice. And so be on the lookout for a call from one of our board members or an email. And we just want to understand what was your why, so we can make sure that if we're not tracking towards that why or fixing or addressing that we can pivot here. And then what we're going to talk about today, strategic partners and benefits. You'll notice we don't have a chair for that, so we've all kind of jumped in. I will say that Simeon has really stepped up trying to help lead this, coming up with different programs. Many of you have been on calls he's hosted recently, but for lack of an official chair, this is what we wanted to talk about, was what our strategic partners and our benefits look like for membership. And so each of us have a reason why that's important to us. You know, you may have a discount program. You may be a member of Sam's Club or Costco for paying a membership. There's a reason for doing that. Could be a discount. It could be access to specific products or materials. Maybe it's just close to your house. We have the same thing with IATDF. There is a reason you're engaged with the IATDF. And there's a reason why partners and benefits are valuable to you. These are just a couple of those reasons. Whether you're looking for volume discounts or looking for training and education you're not getting from the global team call. Maybe you just want to understand how some of the more experienced franchisees have handled a situation so you don't stumble the same way we did. So there's different reasons we have these benefit programs. And many of us have brought programs to the community because they were value add to us. We don't get kickbacks. We don't get a percentage of the business, but we felt like these were partner programs that were value add to us, and we wanted to make sure they were value add to you. This is just a sampling of the programs that the IATDF have brought to our members over the last couple of years. Some of these have been standing for 2-3 years. And this is not meant to give you all the details about it. What we want to do today is kind of talk through some of these, answer some questions, some misnomers, make sure you are aware of these different partner opportunities, these discount programs, so that we can kind of go through those. This
Hey, James, sorry to interrupt. There's a like a film strip thing on the right on your screen that's kind of blocking part of the slides. Can you shrink that to reduce that? Oh, perfect. Yeah, now I'll go back to the beginning and start.
Sure. That's my film strip where I can see if you're falling asleep, Chris. So I guess you're off camera now, so I can't tell. But thanks for letting me know.
Oh, no. I'm never asleep during an IATDF meeting, my friend.
So this infographic here is going to be in that new membership flyer that we're putting together. Simeon put this together. But just as a simple heads up, some of these, if you're not aware of, then that's shame on us. We've not had you engaged here. So what I'd like to do is stop talking and open this up to other board members, other members to kind of talk through some of these different partnership benefits, these programs. This is a sample of some of them. I've kept it dynamic so we can jump around. But if there's a program that you say, hey, I didn't know about that one, let's talk about that. Let's dig into that a little bit, couple of minutes on each program, and then we can have that conversation, make sure everybody is aware of them and engaged in those. So how's that sound? Get back to this. So any questions, comments? Does a board member want to step up and say, hey, let's talk about this one first? Or any members want to understand one?
James?
Yeah.
It's Linda. I just wanted to say I have a couple of slides on some of these if we want to actually go into that. But I think it's a good idea to let people know. First of all, if someone wants to know about something in particular, then that's great. We can just talk about that. But I also have some slides to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, let's do that. The marketing side of things, right?
I actually put something together on pretty much everything that we have out here from IATDF. Also the marketing side, big time. Oh, that's not mine actually at this point. Do you mind if I take over right now?
Yeah,
just for a little while?
You should be able to take it from me.
Okay.
James, if you would take a look, there's a couple comments in the chat box.
Okay, let me take a look.
Thanks.
Hopefully it's not telling me to stop talking.
Um,
Can you take it over, Linda?
yeah, hang on just one second. I'm share my screen. This one,
Well,
share.
the one, while we're waiting, the one that I was really curious about was when Jeff mentioned Office Depot last week. And I still haven't found it. So if someone else knows, I'd love to find it.
It's
I
actually not
believe-
Office Depot, it's Staples. And it's an AAFD program where you get a particular card or a member number. So I think you can get that through AAFD. James, do you know more about that?
The only Staples program I know about was one we got from the home office, and I believe I don't know about that one, but I believe when I asked Lori, and we've got Lori on the call from AFD, and Claudia is out there also. She's come on to talk about the supplier network. We'll make sure we get into that, but I believe the Office Depot one was a pre-existing one that doesn't exist anymore. So we're gonna have to get Jeff to tell us where he's getting his discount on that one. But I am aware
The
of
home
Staples.
office has
That
a
was what I
Staples
got.
agreement that is, it's almost like an FBI witness protection thing, but I believe it is an ongoing 20%. If I can find the code, I'll email it to you, James, because I don't think I'll find it during the term of this call today.
Okay, and it may be Office Depot from AAFD. Jeff saves a ton of money. Lori can help us with that maybe at the end of the presentation. Oh, is she here? Is she back? Is she here?
She's there.
I am here.
I think I may have the code also. I just need to find it.
Okay.
Lori, what does the AAFD opportunity on business supplies and print and stuff, either from home office or home
Well, that's why
Office Depot?
I invited Claudia because she is part of our supplier program.
Is she here?
Yep, she's on. Linda, why don't, since you've got the tutor management stuff up, and we can see your videos of us, FYI.
Should I was just going to ask if we should have Claudia speak first.
Sure, if she's
Well,
prepared.
always. So about the Office Depot, the AFD had an agreement several years ago, but we do no longer have that. So if somebody's using that great discount, it may be something that is ongoing and grandfather and kept for the time being. If some of these you guys member may be 3-4 years old into the chapter. So that's the only thing I can say about that. Unfortunately, it was a great partnership, but we don't longer have it. So if you're still able to get that offer, that is fantastic. Now, I'll be curious to see that code. And if that code still works, maybe you can still use it. So I could maybe find out a little bit more about from the person that had the card and the code, and perhaps we're going to be able to reconnect all of you with that offer. That could be a possibility. I also know that we are in discussion of finding other deals with either Office Depot or Staples. But that's all I can say for now. But we do have other benefits that I'd like to share, but whenever is my time in this presentation, I'll be happy to do that.
Well, why don't we start there? I've got a couple of slides with your stuff, but if you've got slides or something you want to call up on your screen, you can have it.
Yeah, no, I don't have slides, but I can walk you through how to get to those benefits. So I can do that. So,
and this is the member portal through. So when you signed up to IATDF, you got login information directly from the AAFD with access to the member portal. For those of you that don't have it or can't find it, who do they need to email? Is it Zoe or is it Lori?
Yeah. So hold on, I had everything out and now I don't. Okay, here it is. You can see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so when you join the AFD, you get access to a member portal. And the way you access the member portal is very simple. You can go to the AFD.org website, and at the top of the website, you can go to My Account. And then from here, you log in with your given username and password. Now, if you don't remember your password, you can click lost your password and reset the password. The password gets actually automatically assigned to you, but you're free to reset it at any point because you want to have your own password. So that's kind of like common sense. So once you get into the portal, you get to a dashboard where you have access to some latest news as well as some direct channels. We just added this tool, which is I was listening and hearing about adding benefits to the chapter. This is a great tool. It's an HR audit tool. We just added literally a couple days ago, and it helps you. It walks you through a whole compliance to see if your business is in compliance for HR, and you can get an instant review. Otherwise, you can find all our benefits and discount under benefits and discount, and we have a list of all our suppliers, and all our suppliers, they're not just suppliers, they're actually required to provide a member-only offer. So you can see from here all their offering. So some great offering. So Ring Central, if you read more, you can get 20% off Ring Central, and you could do that for your chapter or your business. All of this, as long as you're a member, then you can apply that to your own personal needs or also your business needs. Convenient Care Plus is telehealth, has a great program as well. I don't want to go through all of them because I might take too much of your time, but just to point out a few, Int'l has a free texting account for your chapter and a great deal for your company as well. 30-day free trial, free assistant, 25% off. If you need financing, we have several good deal in financing. Access is one of our branded programs, and they offer a great benefit, which is a 401k pool program. So that it's a very important benefit that you can offer to your chapter members as well as your again your employees if you have any of them. And I'm going to also highlight the health benefit for the AFD, which is extremely apparently is a great suite. We hear from members all the time that are inquiring and using it and find it to be an excellent package. And we know that it's important to have health insurance, health coverage. So I say if you don't have one, I would absolutely encourage you to contact Stephen and request a quote. Apparently, there is no minimum employer contribution, not deductible, and everything you see listed here is actually real. It's not, just put there in place.
Claudia,
Yes.
I'm not sure if it was these folks that reached out to me at one point, but if they are, it was clear that as someone who uses a contractor model, these benefits would not be available to us. They had to be employees. Is that correct?
So, well, I don't want to say one thing or another. I know you need to be a member of the AD and of the AFD, and I know you could be related to, let's say, your wife, your children, your cousin, somehow related into the family. The AFD has other membership. There are no franchisee memberships. So we have an associate for $120 a year. So perhaps that could be their way in. But I would recommend that you send an email. Or actually what I'll do, I'll get in touch with you and then I'll put you in touch with Steven and he can answer the questions, because I am more like,
No problem.
I'm not the AFD, health benefit expert, and I don't want to say one thing for another.
Let me see. I just sent Stephen a note, so I will try to get back to you quickly.
Perfect. We do have next week a town hall about the health benefits. It's free. I encourage everybody to join it. We have two slots, 12 or 3 p.m. Eastern time, and that will be Stephen giving a full overview of the health benefit package, as well as additional other benefits that are brought in by other supporting members of the AFD. So that's kind of about it, really, about the member portal. We have another section where you can download we have the fair franchising standard, we have the roadmap, and we have a self-evaluation tool, which applies more if you're a new, if you don't own a franchise, because it gives you those warning of what not to do, or think about it before buying a franchise, or what are the things that you have to look for. And then you can update your profile, and you can always get in here if you forget how to get in touch with any of the AFD people. How to contact us, you can just go under our member help and support. So I want to also add that you can always find the most updated supporting member under our member buying power. We call it supplier network, but they're actually, everybody is supporting the AFD. And here you can see the vendors, but if you go further in, Benefit Hub, that's another treasure. I'll talk about that in a moment. You go under any of these suppliers, and then you can see what their member offer is, and it's right here. Now, we work in a way that you contact the supporting member directly, and just tell them that you're a member of the AFD. Some under the some of them have a code, so you need to get into our portal, but most of the offers are out there for you to use. Like Biz by Sell has a code. Benefit Hub. So there is a code here. I'm gonna copy it. So you can get into Benefit Hub. You use that code, and from here, maybe there is some Office Depot stuff. Office Depot and Office Max 75% off. So I'm not sure what this deal is, but in here you can find all sorts of great coupons and deals. go in there, browse around. I know there are discounts for tickets, Disneyland, theme parks, for
And
travel.
just to,
Yes.
Claudia, sorry to interrupt. Just to clarify, Member Hub is a vendor. It's a program through the AFD, but I believe Member Hub has a membership fee associated with it to access these discounts. Correct?
Not through us. No.
Not to us. So we can access all of the
Yes.
Benefit Hub discounts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All
Okay.
you have to do is you go under our member portal. You go under benefits and discount. You
Mhm.
find Benefit Hub, and there is a little code here. So I'm going to.
Yeah, I just didn't realize that gave it for free to Benefit Hub. So that's
Yes,
good.
it is.
Okay.
For members of the AFD, absolutely. So I need to, because I'm already logged in, I need to log out. But when you get here, see there is a referral code right here. So
Okay.
you enter, you say you create an account, you enter a referral code, which is this one right here.
Mhm.
And then you should be able to go right in there and start saving.
Okay. That's helpful.
So that's kind of about it in a nutshell, of what the member portal is. We add supporting members all the time, and so go in there as often as you like.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for that. I think the big takeaway is getting into the portal and clicking around and searching and looking for the different discounts, the offers there that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Looks like there's some resale information in there. There was some legal in there, paychecks, payroll, health benefits. And then, of course, there is the information about the health benefit fair or the call next week on the 17th. I think you are correct, Byron, from previous conversations. It doesn't apply to ICs, but since some of you have employees, full-time employees, it might be worth looking at. So thank you, Claudia. Appreciate that. I know someone had asked about resale, but I also think that someone had asked me about the marketing piece. I wanted to give Linda a couple of minutes to go through what she had and make sure that everybody knows that she is a contact for some of this. So if you want to take that back over, Linda.
Okay. And there we go. Okay. So I basically just threw together some slides that would give a more overall detail of all of the opportunities that the actual association has put together for all of the members. And so I'll just go through these relatively quickly. And if anyone has any questions, you can ask them. So we have a Deal with Fresh team where we all co-share in one program, and we have actually grandfathered prices into it, which is a wonderful situation. Now, Fresh Team is an applicant tracking software program where you can manage taking care of all of your hiring needs. It allows you to have different contracts for different jobs if you need them. So if you're hiring an EC versus a tutor, you can have a different contract that you could have them sign, and you can have it entered in the system. It can have a different type of application or job requirement interview that's online before you even talk to anyone. So there's unique workflows for all the jobs. You can create a recruitment page for your website, which Chin, before he left, was nice enough to create a standard operating procedures for us that shows you how to actually set this up as a real job workflow tool, including the use of your website. And one of the things I want to point out to everyone is when you send someone to your website from a job posting or anything like that, every time someone clicks on your website, you improve your SEO. So it's actually a really important thing to potentially put recruitment pages on the Scorpion site and have people go to that site and click on it for improved SEO. It's really good for single operators or those that have staff. For single operators, it can streamline your going in and looking at hires because you can post all of your ads for free on Indeed, Adzuna, NewofCo, or however you say that, ZipRecruiter, and LinkedIn. And then all of your applicants, and you can actually post on your own website, and applications can go back to Fresh Teams. It's a program that can house all of your candidates and in one place. So you go in once a day or once a week, and you look at anyone new who has signed in, and you can just see everything that you need to do for the day so far as recruiting goes. We have a killer deal on this, you guys. Normally
Yes,
the cost is $119 a month and $2.40 per employee. And we, because we are sharing the cost of this, are offering it to all of our members at $50 a year. If you haven't looked at it and you haven't set it up and you need to get some hiring done and that sort of thing, I highly suggest that you take a look at this. By the way, I have a contacts page at the end of all this, so we don't have to worry about the contacts right now, just so that you all know. Don't freak out. So Active Tracks is a program that I'd found that the first thing that set it apart was that they actively track. This is a background screening program, and they actively check all of your background screens. So instead of doing a background check one time on a tutor, and maybe they come back every year and you have to tell them, that you need to get another background check or something, if it's an independent contractor, I always charged the cost back to my contractor. I didn't pay for it for a multiple number of reasons. First of all, it's a contract position. You don't want to make it look like it's employment. The other is it saved me money. And I only wanted people who were really serious about wanting to tutor for me. And so what this does is they have a database where once the person is background checked, they can go back through and background check them either every day or week or every time that you request it, actually. Our original deal met the crim check rate of $35. So it was also a wonderful marketing tool, I thought. The rates are similar, but you're constantly getting a background check. And so when I would talk with people on the phone and I told them my tutors have a national background check, including a county search, which a county search is very difficult to do. And anyone who has a very inexpensive program is not probably actually doing a county search, and they're very important. But I used to market this by saying, we don't just background check our tutors once a year or once and forget about it. We have them checked on an ongoing basis. Now, since I originally set this up and the costs were comparative, I went back to Kevin Helms, who's the president of the company, and renegotiated something that worked out better for his company and actually better for ours. So now your initial search only costs $13. If you have to add counties, it's $4. I will caveat this, and you can see the prices. I won't go through them all, but I will caveat this by saying there are some states that charge a ton of money to just do a background check, and you have to get this information from the states and the counties and that sort of thing. So there are some states that we cannot match these price or meet these prices on, but most of the states, I think 48, or it might be 47 of the states, these are the prices that are included or that are offered. So Payment Depot, you guys, this is huge. This is huge. If you're using FPN, or even like I first started using Chase and I told them I only wanted a 0.25% rate and all this, merchant services fees eat us up. And if you can use Payment Depot, move to them. Not if you can, you need to move to them. There's no hidden fees. It's a straightforward credit card processing system. You can set up your contracts so that if I had a payment plan that was for 3 months, I would go in and I would set it up one time, and I knew that automatically for the next 3 months, the money was going to be taken out. Now, I think FPN can do that. I don't think that that's irregular, but there are some companies that can't do that. I set up decline notifications. So every time one of my customers' credit cards declined, the system automatically sent them an email telling them that the credit card was declined. And I, instead of having to chase customers to try and get a new credit card or trying to get something going, my customers, when they got that email, would automatically call me up and give me a new credit card. It was life-changing, I have to tell you. You can create online payments. This is a new feature that I didn't use previously, so I can't speak much to it. There is a reporting portal, and it includes all major credit cards, including American Express at no additional rates. So I wanted to do a quick cost breakdown and then give you an example. If you've got FPN, they charge interchange rate. Now, interchange is what Visa and MasterCard and American Express and all of those companies charge. So you can't negotiate that rate ever. So what you really want to look at is the actual fee that the bank is charging you to process the card, whichever bank you've chosen to go through, or financial institution, merchant processing company. FPN charges 0.25% per charge. Payment Depot charges 5 cents, period, just 5 cents. So to put that into perspective, my largest package in the day, or smallest package, was $1,656. If you multiply that by 0.25%, Payment Depot was charging me $4, or franchise payment networks would charge me $4.14 for that transaction. Payment Depot charged me 5 cents. 5 cents. I can't stress this enough. The annual fee for franchise payment networks is $0, but they have a monthly fee and some hidden fees that I'll get into. Payment Depot is $299. That covers all of your fees for the year that franchise payment networks charges over time. They also, franchise payment networks charges a 20-cent transaction fee. That's included in this 5 cents. So right there, just looking at the difference between the 20 cents and the 5 cents, you're saving money. There's no monthly service fee. Monthly minimum fee is $15 with FPN. There's no minimum fee for Payment Depot. There's no setup fees. Everything's waived for both of them. Voice authorizations are 75 cents. I have no idea why anyone would need or why we would use a voice authorization, so I thought that's not necessary. Chargebacks are the same amount of money. Canadian service fee, this is the one drawback. Payment Depot doesn't offer their services in Canada right now. I was trying to find another Canadian service that did the same thing, because Payment Depot is basically a Costco type warehouse program for merchant services. That's why it's so inexpensive. I didn't find one for Canada in time. The PCI compliance for franchise payment network is actually $139.95 a year. That's a hidden fee. When franchisees first started using FPN, they didn't know that fee was going to come about. And then once a year, they were being charged back in the day $100. Now it's $140 basically. And they were asking, why am I being charged this fee all of a sudden? Well, it's PCI compliance. Everyone has to pay it. Well, at Payment Depot, as long as you go through their portal and you keep it update, you don't have to pay any monthly fees, and you don't pay for the PCI compliance either. Now, here's where the gateway monthly fee for FPN is $15 a month, and that totals $180 right there. So that's like the $299 fee. One-time gateway setup fee, $75. I think they waived that at this point. And Payment Depot doesn't charge you anything. There's ACH transactions as well. I never used ACH transactions. So I can't speak that much to those either. But if you take a look and you compare the prices, again, FPN charges 1% and a flat fee. It's automatically going to be more than what Payment Depot offers. If you go to a quick analysis, and I just threw in some numbers here and I added the PCI fee and the monthly fee and the annual fee with Payment Depot, a difference in just these transactions alone, if you add your annual costs, at FPN, it would be $828. At Payment Depot, it's $307.
Linda, I've got a question for you. I need to talk urgently with somebody at Stacks. I've emailed them, not gotten any kind of response. I'm getting more like a 3% bite out of when I take a look at what's deposited versus what's been charged over, 25,000, 30,000 a month that I'm running through them. I'm getting like a 3% bite, which is what I was paying the Chase Payment Tech. Who would be my contact? I emailed, I think it was Rebecca. I've not gotten any reply. Who should I contact to figure out why my fees are not in line with what you showed here?
That would be Rebecca. And she does not have you on the same program that we set up. She probably upsold you or did something like that. I will tell you that they offer, this is a simple, no frills program that gets your job done and saves you money, because the bottom line in our business is what really counts. If you purchased anything additional from them or added on to the package, you're paying more. And I do know that they will tell you that there's more available, and then people get excited about it. So I highly recommend that you don't add on unless you find that you absolutely need it. And it would be Rebecca. And I would actually call her, and her contact information is on the final slide that I'm presenting. So
thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. We have a bookkeeper. Now, there's not a lot to say about bookkeeping, right? It's bookkeeping and everything. But Nika Fouquet shared with us the person that she found to do her bookkeeping every month, and she only charges $100 a month. So no huge revelation, but out of the box, if you compare that price to out of the box, the last I heard out of the box was $300 per month plus. It could have gone up by now. I don't know. So it's a no-brainer, because you're going to save 2/3 of the money. So, take a look at Layla if you are looking for bookkeeping services. Mindprint is something that Simeon found for us. It's a cognitive assessment. You guys, I can't tell you enough how much I think that this is a game changer for our businesses.
Yes, indeed.
It is something that identifies a learner's strengths and needs in complex reasoning, memory, executive functions, and processing. That keeps it short for me. What I love about this is it doesn't tell you what the student is failing at, which, let's be honest, all assessments that tell us what the student is failing at can help support our tutors and give us a framework for digging into those basic building blocks and fixing them and that sort of thing. So it's not bad. But when you go to the table and you're talking to a family, they already know what their child is failing at. They don't necessarily know why their child is failing. And this cognitive assessment tells you why. It tells you if they have a hard time, verbally, auditory, visually. Can they comprehend reading? What is it that's causing my child to have a difficult time in math? Could it potentially be dyslexia? Could it be, whatever it is, this narrows it down. And it's also a great tool to use if families are concerned about educational plan or something like that, because you can use this right away to learn whether this child should go further with further assessments. If they have a true learning or neurological issue that may need medical help or something like that, it will help the family know, and it will help you know if you should actually take this family on as a customer, or if you should recommend that they actually seek further help, because you're going to fail if you tutor a student that needs neurological support, help. So if you one of the other things that I see on my bullet, it will truly tell you if a high school student should take the ACT or the SAT test. It will also tell you basically what score they should be able to get and what score they can actually hope to attain if they try really hard. And if they do even better than that score, that means you've done a heck of a good job tutoring them. You've got an amazing tutor included in the program. And I love this. We have the online assessment. There's a tutor toolbox. So your tutor immediately has tools that they can use when they're going in to talk to the student. Some students, I learned that they just have this idea that they already know everything. And so in order for you to teach them something, it takes time and effort to just get past that. I already know this. I don't need to listen to you, or I don't believe you're telling me something different. I don't believe you. When a tutor knows that, they can tailor their conversation to the student when they go in to teach them, because they know that the first time they tell them something new, the student's not going to either believe it, accept it, or agree with it. So it's, that toolbox can be huge. It also has a parent toolbox. Imagine talking to your customers about how not only will your assessment help us tutor your child and help the tutor know where to start and where to go, but we have tools that we can give to you that will help you talk to your own child, because you will now understand your child. There's excellent training and support included in this. And Mindprint does sell this assessment online for $199 to all the families. So this assessment to us is only $39, you guys. This is an amazing rate. And on top of that, you can mark it up. You can give it away free with your packages and mark up your packages. And that means that you can mark up your hourly rate, which means that you can make more than $39. You don't mark it up just to meet the $39. You can actually upsell it. You can sell it outside of a tutoring package and then tell them that it will be free if they buy ours. You can simply charge for it. I mean, roll it into there's so many ways to market with this, and it's so good for everyone involved in tutoring. I can't stress this enough. Lesson Space is another program that Simeon brought to us. This is a program it's an online meeting platform, and it is unbelievable everything that this platform can do. This platform offers so many things. I started to actually bullet point them on here, and I cannot bullet point them. It's better than Zoom. It's way better than Bramble. All of the questions that anyone has ever asked about Bramble and the requests that they have said, we would like to have this be a part of Bramble, are actually in Lesson Space. It's got a fast and reliable server network. I believe you can use any platform, any tool, for accessing it, meaning a tablet, a desktop, a laptop, a phone. I believe that they have service for all of those. Again, I'm not the person who actually brought this to the table, so I can't speak to it quite as much, but you can record the lessons, you can manage your students with the tools that they have on this platform. You can load documents for lessons. I believe there's already some lesson stuff in there. It's got so much, and the negotiated rate for IATDF is 50% off any package you want to purchase from them. Again, for online tutoring, for anyone. Oh, the other thing, you don't have to just use this for tutoring. You can use this tool to interview your tutors. You can use this tool to do consultations with families, and you can show them the tool as you're doing it, which would help to show how good of a tool you have on hand. There's so much that you can do with this. Please reach out to us to learn more, because I think that $15 a month for 30 hours, unbelievable price.
Real quick,
okay.
on those two options there are recorded info sessions that we've had over the last couple of months for both of those. So Mindprint, we had Neil from Mindprint had a great conversation about the program, going through some of the reports, and also with Lesson Space. I think we did that. If it wasn't last month, it was the month before that we went through all of this programming and the features and everything. So this is a great overview here, but there's a deeper dive. And then, of course, I think Linda has some context directly for Simeon or for the vendor on both of those. But yeah, definitely appreciate you adding those two on there. I think you got one more there.
But no, two more. What time is it? I can't see because my screen is.
It's after 12, and we've had about 4 people drop. So I think if you just want to address this, Chris was looking for this information, but I think he knew about this, and so did Jess. But definitely go through these two real quick.
Sunbelt Business Brokers, I'll tell you, people have had a hit or miss with them, but they reached out to us and they wanted to be the team that sold for us. What they offer us, you may or may not decide to use them to actually sell your business, because they are a franchise system and you'll be working with whoever is in your local market. So we know that varies from market to market, but they have offered that they will meet with us and they will look at our businesses with us. They will help us plan an exit strategy. They will help us know what we can potentially sell our business for. So they'll analyze and prepare your business or work with you on that. They can generate value estimates. And if you work with them, they'll develop your marketing assets and launch your confidential internet promotion, which we know is pretty important. Sometimes, if you haven't announced to the home office, you might want to actually, see what, put your foot in the water and see what happens. Fortman Spahn Law now. This is a lawyer from the AAFD that we found who has helped many, many of the franchisees. And there's many different reasons too to have a lawyer. A lot of franchisees have actually started the process of exiting Tutor Doctor. With regard to that, he is simple and inexpensive $1,200 retainer fee. And once you talk to him, he takes over and takes care of everything. But he can also work on other things, like if you need to put together a new contract, if you're looking at renegotiating your contract with Tutor Doctor, if you are looking at like there's a lot of things that don't have to do with leaving the system actually. But if you are going to sell, he can help you with your contract to sell. So that's Fortman Law. He's helped a lot of people. Many people have been happy with him. Now I want to talk about my business and what I offer actually, and I'll go through this very quickly. Next action, I have education data list rental. I am a full service marketing enterprise. I want everyone to know that I do business coaching, consulting, development, and I offer all of the tools that are necessary to actually build your business at discounted prices myself. So next action, I have list rental. Now this is an email list rental program that I suggest everyone buy and start a monthly email program going to your customers, the school personnel. I think it's really important to start a one-on-one conversation, and it's important to have some reason for them to open your email and that sort of thing. And so I'm running out of time, but there's so much that you can do with this list so far as getting into a school and being able to talk with them and start a dialogue. I offer promotional products. I just threw a couple on this slide just so that you would know. And the reason that I got into doing this, you guys, is because I know what it's like to be a small franchise or a small business and have the need to actually be able to buy this stuff, but it's so expensive and it's difficult for small businesses with smaller budgets. And so what I have done is I have gone out and I've found people who will allow us to actually group purchase and save money. So instead of having to pay the 100 piece or 250 piece rate, we can pay the piece for 1,000 pieces, the rate for 1,000 pieces, and ship it individually to each of us. And I'm all about finding the way to save everyone money when they're doing any kind of a promotion. That's why I wanted to do Next Action. I have print products. And so here are some examples of some of the stuff I did in the past. There's some of our older marketing, although I did alter it on my own because I didn't like the old stuff. Here's some of the newer marketing. I've done this for other people as well. I started to run out of time. So I just threw a couple of these things up here. I can usually print business cards, flyers, anything at a cheaper rate than anything that you'll find online or anywhere. So I want to let you know, and again, we can do bulk printing with multiple people. So just to let you know. And then I really ran out of time here. I do graphic design. I do website development with PPC and SEO. I have marketing mastermind groups and marketing training and business development. And so I don't have any more time to go into any of this. And the slide is simple, but that's basically it. I am really offering a full scale, give you everything you need service. And here is our contacts page. So that's it. James?
Awesome. Thank you, Linda. You covered everything I needed to go over. So I appreciate you putting all that together for us. I think the important takeaway is that these are all programs that Z's in the association brought to the table. These are all programs that, each of us were using on our own, thought they would be value add to the group, introduced them. There's a small group that started with them. It's grown with more and more members. And I'm not sure if you mentioned this, some of these programs, we have IATDF members included, but also non-members. They see the value. They pay a higher rate as a non-member, but they see the value in these programs as well. So these are the kind of things that we all thought we were getting when we came into a franchise association. And while we have options for some of these, we had concerns for them, so we went out and found our own. So awesome work, Linda. Thank you for putting that all on there. Simeon, I know you're not on here, but you had a big part on that. I know we're over time, but I do want to just open it up in case there's any questions or any follow-up we need to do for the handful that are still on the call. If not, we can end it, but I want to at least give everybody an opportunity if they have a question or need help contacting someone.
No, just a very quick comment. Thank you, guys. Linda, James, everyone who's presented today. I think this was a very good roundup. And the fact that it's recorded, I think, make it very loud, very proud out there that this is available not only just to the members who weren't able to make it, but for recruitment purposes and such. I think this is important. And then if there's minor tweak updates that could be done, I mean, you could even do Loom or just minor video, something like that. So it wouldn't take up an entire month's. I mean, it was important. This one did today, but going forward there'll be new partners and stuff, and so it could just be incrementally added to or updated as situations warrant. But this was very huge, and I think anybody watching this video will also benefit greatly. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Anybody else? If not, thank you. Appreciate you jumping on today. Next month on 9/9, we're going to have our call about, we're going to talk about video marketing, and there's kind of been a video production system in the background that is going to lend itself to marketing for things like Mindprint and a couple other programs we have. So stay tuned for that and be on there. We'll have this recording out on our YouTube channel here momentarily, so you can follow up with that and get all the contact information that you need. But thank you for being a member. Thank you for participating, and have a great Friday and an even better weekend, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks for joining.